Hello everybody, my name is, oh you really don't care what my name is, and I'm here today to talk about The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies. And I have to say, I'm very glad that this is the last of the Hobbit trilogy because, I can't see Peter Jackson making more Hobbit or Lord of the Rings movies. I mean, Lord of the Rings was a great trilogy, no question about it. The prequels, not bad, I liked it, and I got to learn more about what was leading up to Lord of the Rings. But I can't see Peter Jackson making more of these movies. And if they do decide to make more, I would say keep Peter Jackson making them because I can't see these movies being made by someone else, especially if it's somebody like a certain explosive addict who enjoys ruining our childhood. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the movie, and then I'm going to mention the flaws and some good parts about the movie. So the movie picked up last time where we see Smaug attacking the lake town, and we see, you know, just the destruction and pure chaos that this dragon was causing. Now I was a little disappointed how many minutes the dragon was in. I mean, he was only in there for 9 minutes and 30 seconds. I actually kept count. From the moment his physical appearance appeared to the moment he was killed. Let's be honest, folks. That's not much of a spoiler. Of course, he was going to be killed off. The question was how he was going to get killed off, and was it going to be a good death? Good death, not one of the best, but it was still a good death. And was disappointed that Smaug got killed. I love Smaug. He was a cool dragon in the Desolate of Smaug, and I like how he appeared in the Colbert Show, which was really funny. But it was going to happen sooner or later, and very sad. We also see some pretty cool fight scenes, especially with, hold on, I have to use my phone because I can't keep track of their names, at least how to pronounce it. Let's see. We saw Gandalf get captured, and he was about to be killed until the arrival of his friends. Galadriel, the elf lady from the Lord of the Rings movie and the first Hobbit movie. We also saw, let's see, fuck, Elrond, I can't say the name right, fuck, and Sauron appear to, pretty much kick some ass. Yeah, that's what we saw. We saw him go up against the Nazgul. Yeah, we saw the 9 Nazguls, the 9 riders appear, not in the form we saw them in Lord of the Rings, more like a ghost form. I didn't mind. I mean, they were still pretty cool, especially how the fights were going on, so I enjoyed that. The movie pretty much had showed a lot of fights, more in this movie than in the last 2 movies, so I got to enjoy that, and I think a lot of people enjoyed it too. Just the visuals for this movie was great as well. The plot for this was good, and the characters, every single one of them was great. There were some funny moments, but not too many, which is fine. And the ending for this movie was good as well. So, as far as I'm concerned, The Hobbit did well in ending its trilogy the way it did. There was plenty of fight scenes, plenty of action, drama, sadness. Yeah, there's some sadness in here, and it's a great movie. I enjoyed watching it, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it too. But just because this movie was good, does that mean it has no flaws? Oh, no. Trust me, there are plenty of flaws. I'm going to start with just the scenes. That's actually one of the biggest problems I had with this. We went with one scene with the dwarves, and one scene with the townspeople, then one scene with Gandalf, then one scene this way, this way, there. Oh my god, it was everywhere. I just couldn't keep track much of all that was going on. And even when I left to go to the bathroom just once and come back, they already went to a different scene. So I kept missing all these other scenes, and I just kept getting confused. What was going to happen? When was going to happen this scene? What was going to happen that scene? It was so confusing. I think another problem I had was the fight against Sauron. Yeah, he appeared in the form that he did with the big eye, the flames, and everything. I did like how we saw the lady elf. I'm not going to go back and look at her name. You know who I'm talking about, who came in to help Gandalf. I liked the change she had. She transformed into this dark elf that looked so menacing and evil, and she was kicking Sauron's ass, kicked the Nazgul's asses, and sent Sauron packing. She sent him running, and that was awesome. That was great. The problem with that though is that they kept showing this scene where we see Sauron's eye, then this physical form, then the eye physical form. It was confusing. I didn't even know what they were saying during that scene. I was like, what's going on? I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but just what's going on? I just couldn't get that. I really couldn't. I mean, I was happy how it ended, but damn, there was also some plot holes where they were like, Saruman says, "Leave Sauron to me," and he was gonna take care of him. We know what was gonna happen, but I wouldn't mind seeing that. Like, what was gonna happen when he did confront him? How did he turn evil? And I wanted to see that. Another problem I had was this little romantic thing they were doing with. Hold on, sorry. The romantic scene with. Where is it? Where's the name? Tauriel and Killy. Yeah, Tau, Killy, whatever. In the last movie we saw they were trying to do some kind of romantic scene between those two. I I didn't mind it, and I like what was going on, but in this movie we didn't get to see much of that. We just saw them parting ways because she had to go with Legolas to to find out what was about this what was going on in another part of the movie, which was another scene. Like, wow, it's one of the many scenes we got to see in this movie that I had a problem with, and that was it. Just those two having that one little moment there, and again near the end. So what happened there, I didn't seem surprised or felt sad for, but it wasn't bad. I'm not gonna mention it because I don't want to spoil too much for this movie for you guys, but let's just say when you see them again in the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Not much connection there. I also didn't like much of the side characters either. I mean, they didn't really do much of anything except just be there when just to be there. It's mind-boggling. Thorin, I actually did like the scene where they were showing him going all through this madness thing. That was not bad, but there was a part where he's walking along this gold river or solid whatever. You know where Smaug got covered in. That was where he was at. Thorin was at, and they were showing him struggling through his madness. And I'm thinking, okay, wow, that's kind of a weird scene there. But I don't know. To me, I did not like that scene much, and I thought it seemed a little confusing there. I could not understand what was going on with him there, but I understood what they were going for. I did, but I still was confused by it. I think there are other flaws with this movie, but other than that, it's still a good movie, and I'm going to talk about the positive things. For example, Bilbo. Bilbo in this movie was he did more in this movie than Frodo ever did in the last of the Lord of the Rings movies. And really, when you think about it, Bilbo does more in the entire trilogy than Frodo does in his trilogy. Think about it. Bilbo saves the dwarves many times. He does fight. He, doesn't need saving a lot like Frodo did, and, didn't act like an asshole towards Sam. I mean, Sam in The Lord of the Rings did more than Frodo ever did. Hell, those other hobbits, Pippin, Merry, I think those are the names, they did more than Frodo did. That's wow. That's just wow. Bilbo in this movie did well. I like how well he did, especially with Thorin. And even in the end, it was great to see those two. And near the end, it was great to see that scene between those two. And, I enjoyed, how well he did in the movie. Another thing I like is the battles. The battles, like I said, they were great. They were awesome. It looked pretty good. And I enjoyed watching them, how we got to see the elves, the dwarves, the humans all fighting against a common enemy. I like how we also got to see dwarves fighting. I mean, in the Hobbit movies, we see the dwarves do more fighting than in the Lord of the Rings, where we only see one dwarf fighting, and that's it. I didn't mind, but I still wanted to see what other dwarves are capable of, and I'm glad in this one we did. We see them, what they're more capable of, and how well they can fight, especially against orcs. It's pretty cool. Now, I think there's another scene. Oh yeah, the Thorin scene. Yeah, I forgot. I needed to bring that up. Like I said, I like how they were, showing his madness, how his downfall to madness. In the other movies, we saw how he, he was a good guy. He did have his flaws, but he was not willing to abandon anybody. In this one, you see his madness for finding the Arkstone and keeping all the gold to himself. It's starting to make him go a little crazy with the madness, and he was not even willing to help anybody, not even while there was a fighting going on. He didn't want to help anybody. He just wanted to keep to himself and keep the gold to himself. So I like how they were able to bring him out of that, and how he was able to go out and fight. That was cool. And the final battles he had, especially the one with Legolas, going up against that orc that he fought in the last movie, I was glad to see those final fights as well, and how they were even help one another during those fights. So it's just, I think that's it. I think that's all I can talk about the positive things without actually spoiling too much about this movie for you guys. So again, The Hobbit, the final movie, the Battle of the Five Armies. Does it have its flaws? Yes. Is it still a good movie? Yes. Is it going to be one of the best movies of all time? Probably not, but it's still a good movie, and it's definitely going to be worth watching and worth buying on Blu-ray DVD when I get it. I'm going to definitely get that movie, and I'm going to watch that along with the other two Hobbit movies, and probably get the Lord of the Rings movies as well, because, shit, I want to see all 6 of them again. I want to see them. So that's it. If you guys have a different opinion about the Hobbit movies and the Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. I will be here next week to give you my top 5 for the best holiday movies. And, well, if any of them are familiar to you guys, then enjoy. Take care, everybody, and see you all next time. And I want to see that movie again.